Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Chris, continuing on the fresh and clean theme for the summer series. Last week was more freshies, in other words, fragrances that had a dominant citrusy note. Today is more about the clean fragrances, fragrances that have a little bit of a soapy vibe, some more than others. More in this video series to come, but for those of you who like a little bit or a lot of a soapy vibe with your summer fragrances, hopefully you will enjoy this video. Before I get started, let us all know down below some of your favorite clean fragrances. And with that, I'm just going to grab and go. I'm gonna go with a fragrance that is on the sweeter side. It's almost like a sweet soap. It is by Clean Reserve, and this is clean but sweet. It's almost as if you used a really sweet body wash or soap when you were in the shower, and when you got out of the shower, that clean, sweet soap kind of stuck to your body and it just stayed with you in a subtle way all day. The reason why it's a little bit sweet is because it has a touch of praline, but it also has a little bit of salt to offset any sweetness, so it's not overly sweet. It certainly isn't gourmand. I would call this more of a musky perfume, and it definitely gets more powdery in the dry down. Powdery fragrances can be a little bit overwhelming in the summer for me, but this has a very light powdery touch. So it's light, it's soft, it's fluffy, it's angelic. So if you're looking for a really strong perfume, this would not be it, but this is almost like your sweet natural skin, but better. Okay, I'm gonna go with a couple perfumes that have a little bit of a rose touch. The first one is one of my current favorite fragrances. Nobody talks about this one from Giardini di Toscana, but it is called Shabby Chic. And let me tell you, when I wear this, people love it. This is like a musky pink floral in the beginning with a little bit of a soapy vibe. And in the dry down, it has wood as a note, but I get kind of a molecular wood in the dry down that's fresh and musky. And the pink flowers in here are peony and rose, very pink. So think pink, fresh, floral, clean laundry that you just took down from a clothesline outside of a cute little seaside cottage. This one has really good lasting power. I sprayed this on a sweater one day. I took the sweater off. I mean, granted, I probably oversprayed a bit. I took the sweater off at the end of the day, went somewhere in the afternoon. I actually went to the gym. And one of the trainers who was standing near me kind of nudged her way close to me and whispered to me, "Oh my gosh, you smell so good. What are you wearing?" And I hadn't sprayed Shabby Chic in hours, and I actually hadn't even sprayed it on my arm, but it had gone through the sweater, kind of latched onto my arm and just gave me this amazing scent bubble. So fresh, clean, and a little bit soapy, but not overly soapy. So the next one that has a nice little rose note is Rose Era by Sniff. So this is a fruity rose perfume. It's a little bit sweet. I think it has, well, I know it has strawberry and pear, and those definitely give this perfume a little bit of sweetness, particularly in the opening. So it sweetens up this nice rose. The rose is pink. It's dewy, it's fresh. There's something dewy and refreshing about this fragrance. And because of it, I love to wear it in the hotter weather. I don't typically go for this in the winter. This just screams fresh, refreshing, a little bit clean. And the cleanliness in this perfume, or the soapiness, is really in the dry down. It starts out fruity, it starts out a little bit sweet and rosy, and then it slowly kind of morphs into more having a clean dry down. I absolutely love it, and I love that these little bottles are so easy to transport. Okay, two very, very soapy fragrances are, these are definitely some of my cleanest, soapiest fragrances. The next one is 724 by MFK. This one really never, I don't think, was universally appealing. It wasn't one of their better sellers. But man, when you're looking for something really clean that has a sparkly soapiness to it, this one is hard to beat, other than the one I'm about to show. Squeaky clean aldehyde soapiness. It has a touch of florals, lots of aldehydes, a little bit of freshness in the opening. I'm sure there's something like a bergamot. And as it dries down, it gets a little bit softer, a little bit more musky, and a touch more powdery. So a lovely perfume, one of the soapiest Perfumes, definitely very clean, like squeaky clean, is Paper Soap by JSON. I'm really glad I got a 9 ml decant. This is one I won't be upsizing to a full bottle. This may potentially be almost too soapy for me. If you're looking for a straight up soapy perfume that almost exudes like soap bubbles, it would be Paper Soap. This smells like straight up Dove soap to me with a lot of Lily of the Valley. So when I have worn this, I've had to go very, very soft on the trigger. Otherwise, it's a little bit overwhelming, but as long as I don't go too ham with this, I can take the overwhelming soapiness. But if you're looking for like a liquid soap in a perfume, Paper Soap is really, really hard to beat. There's something very refreshing about this. And this is one I would wear spring. I think it shines really spring, summer, and even fall. I mean, you could wear this year round. When you want something really clean, I can see this being worn year round. Another very unique clean fragrance, and I only have a 9 ml decant, and I'm devastated that I think this one is being discontinued, even though it's a relatively new offering from Tom Ford. It's Soleil Neige. This is absolutely beautiful. I went to the cosmetics company store and I was just sniffing around and picking up some makeup, and they had the shimmering body oil there. I sprayed that. I'm like, oh my gosh, this smells so good. Unfortunately, they weren't selling full bottles at the time, or maybe they were out, and so I grabbed a 9 ml decant, and I probably should have got the full bottle. This is a very, very unique clean scent. It has some freshness in the opening. It's got, you know, citruses, probably bergamot. It definitely has a soft, sweet soapiness, but that soapiness is offset with some beautiful ambery notes. There's some sort of resin in here that makes it a beautiful amber soap. So definitely one you could wear year round. It's so, so pretty. I'm not sure why they discontinued it. It's just so lovely. I could see myself wearing this year round, and maybe it was just a bad rumor, because it just seems to me like it would be a very universally appealing fragrance. It's not too soapy, it's not too clean, it's not too vanillic, it's not too sweet. It's kind of like right there in the middle. Definitely one of my favorite fragrances for the summer is BUBO. So this is fresh and clean. So it has beautiful citruses, and it has a lovely soapiness in the dry downs. This would be one of the fragrances that is both fresh and clean. It has a great citrusy floral opening, neroli, probably orange blossom, lots of lemon, lots of citruses, bergamot. I've said in prior videos, this reminds me a lot of a very, very expensive Creed fragrance, Jardin d'Amalfi. That one was on my wish list for over a year. I smelled this, I'm like, take that one off my wish list. This is all I need. It smells very, very, very similar to that perfume. I absolutely love it. And there's something about this in the dry down. It has a little bit of a soapy dry down. Not too much, not too squeaky clean, not too overly fresh. I think this falls. Another one that's just right in the middle, and I'm kind of babying it right now, but I will be getting a bigger bottle. Definitely one of my favorites in the bunch. I have a lot of favorites because I love fresh and clean fragrances, but this one could definitely be a signature scent. This is Ceramic by Andrea Mack. Oh my gosh. So this is lovely, soft, fresh, clean laundry, and it has a lotiony vibe in the dry down. So it definitely has this musky floral thing going on, all the while maintaining a cleanliness. It's soft and creamy and fresh and dewy at the same time, almost like, you know, you took laundry and you sent it off. You were at some sort of luxury hotel. You asked them to do your laundry. They washed it with like the nicest laundry detergent. They folded it and kind of smoothed out the wrinkles with a very light luxury lotion. And that's what I get in here. This could definitely be my signature scent. It is a year-round fragrance. I'll just adore it. So there's going to be a lot of recurring words when you do something like this kind of a focused video. You're going to hear fresh, clean, soapy all the time. I'll try to tease out some of the differences. A newer pickup for me, which is really, really good, by Acne Studios with Frederic Malle. And oh, this is really, really clean laundry with powdered peach, like a very, very concentrated powder peach. So if you love that fresh, clean, freshly washed linen vibe, like intensely clean without being overly powdery and overly soapy, even though it is a little bit soapy and it's a little bit powdery, and then you just add a blast of concentrated peach. This smells so good. I've worn this to work because it's such an easy reach, and every time I wear this, someone says, oh my gosh, you smell so good, so fresh, so clean. One on more of the luxurious end is Yin Transformation by the Harmonist. This is the Parfum. It's similar to the Eau de Parfum. When I tried them side by side, I preferred the Parfum a little bit more. This starts out as a dewy, pink, fresh, soapy rose or pink floral fragrance that you added a little bit of a powdery musk to it, and as it dries down, it becomes a little bit more creamy. It dries into more of a floral woody fragrance, and there's a little bit of an almond vibe, almost like you added an almond soap or maybe an almond face cream. So it has a little bit of a lotion-like sweetness and creaminess, but still has a little bit of that nice soapy, musky vibe. It's very elegant, and so when I want to smell clean and elegant and put together and a little bit chic, this one is the one I'm going to grab for. Another one that's one of my favorites in the bunch that I've spoken about many, many times is Ella K. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful, clean, powdery floral musk. As far as clean, slightly fresh, powdery floral musks go, this one is so hard to beat. Another one that could absolutely be my signature scent. This has iris. The main floral in here is iris, and the iris in here is on the powdery side instead of the lipsticky side, even though there might be just a little touch of a lipsticky thing going on. I get more of that beautiful powdery iris. It's a touch fresh in the beginning. Almost all perfumes in this category are going to have a little bit of a citrusy opening. It also has like a sand iris, I want to say, so beautiful florals. Definitely has that clean, fresh laundry vibe going on. Maybe not as clean as Andrea Mac Ceramic, and it's definitely not as lotiony. That one's more creamy. This one is more powdery, beautiful musk, a beautiful soft musk, and it has a fresh, clean, woody dry down in the base. Something a tad sweet in the base, but certainly not to the point where it's vanillic or ambery. There's something it's like a sweet musk. And definitely one of my all-time most complimented scents right here. A fragrance that I only have a sample of, but I guarantee I will be getting a full bottle, is by the house of Unui Nomad, and this one is called Sun Bleached. Oh my gosh, I smell this. I'm like, this is me. I want to wear this all the time in the spring, summer, early fall. This would be somewhere in between like an Andrea Mac Ceramic, which is very, very clean, and a Byredo Blanche, which is very, very clean, but it's very, very musky. It has a lot of musks, and I'm sure aldehydes. That one is quite loud and prominent. So if you kind of picked a perfume to be right in the middle, I would say it's sun bleached. It's fresh and clean, more so on the clean side, but it's softer, it's more light, it's more airy, it's definitely more musky. I'm gonna spray it. There's something about it that is, just fresh and clean and musky, but very, very cozy. And it does wear lightly, so it's really good in the hot weather. If you're looking for a perfume that lasts for 8 to 10 hours, it's not gonna be sun bleached, and I've said many, many times before, that is not a deal breaker for me. I just want something that smells good, and this one smells really, really good. And it's just underrated, I don't think. Only my friend Tammy Roxanne is the only one I've ever heard mention it, and we have very similar tastes. I'm sure you know who Tammy Roxanne is, and if you don't, she is an absolute doll. If you want to follow a feel-good channel, follow Tammy Roxanne. So for the people who love kind of a clean, fresh, cozy musk, This one is highly underrated, and if you fall in that category, definitely get your nose on it. Okay, I'm gonna go with a designer classic, Chanel No. 5 L'Eau. I always thought that Chanel No. 5 Eau Première was soapy. It's floral, it's powdery, it's sweet, and it had a soapy vibe, and there was something about it that was beautiful, but I wanted to wear it only in the colder months. I never reached for it in the summer because it really had a little bit of a heaviness, a little bit of a presence, and a little bit too much powder for the warmer weather. And then enter Chanel No. 5 L'Eau, which I've said before, this is more of a spin-off of Chanel No. 5 Eau Première than it is the original Chanel No. 5 OG. This is a watered down version of Chanel No. 5 Eau Première. So it's less powdery, it's less heavy, it's lighter, it's fresher, it's more watery, but it still has that clean floral thing going on, just not overwhelming, wonderful in the hotter weather, a very light soapiness to it. And I got this last summer at the end of summer, and it was just one I loved to wear on hotter days, whether I was dressed really casually going out on errands, or I was dressed a little bit more nicely to go somewhere a little bit fancier. It kind of covers the bases for any situation. And the last one I picked up because of one of you out there suggested that I get L'Eau d'Hiver by Frederic Malle. This is basically a purple flower soap. So lots of purple flowers, violet, iris, definitely lilac, heliotrope. So it's a purple floral soapy fragrance with a touch of citruses again in the opening. It is very unique. There are a couple of unique notes that take this into a different direction. And because of that, it's not going to be for everybody, but because of it, it kind of stands out from the crowd. It has a little bit of a green earthiness to it, green tea, and I think bamboo and definitely hay. I don't get hay per se. I get something a little bit honeyed and something a little bit earthy. So maybe that's the hay that I'm getting. But the overwhelming vibe for me is a purple floral soap with some citruses and a little bit of a unique green flair, and that's it. Some of my top choices for smelling clean. In other words, fragrances that definitely have a little bit of a soapy vibe, some more than others, and some a little bit clean and fresh. One of my favorite perfume categories. Thanks again for sticking around. Thanks for watching. If you haven't done it already, let us all know down below some of your favorite clean fragrances. And with that, I'm going to continue on with the series. Hope to see you on the next one.